I want to go back to, we're talking about artificial intelligence, and I want to go back to this documentary that I was watching over the weekend on Netflix, and they brought in a human fighter pilot, Air Force. He had gone through the Air Force equivalent of Top Gun. He had been active duty pilot F-18 for 25 years. I mean, it's safe to say he is probably one of the best, and he's served hundreds of combat missions, probably one of the absolute best human pilots in existence, but they put him up against AI pilots in a simulation, and he lost every single dogfight with artificial intelligence.
I'm going to take the analogy back to healthcare. I apologize, but it's where I spend so much of my time, but it's relevant. The same thing's happened with radiologists. They've been doing tests where AI is outperforming radiologists to the tune of 90, 95%. But it gets back to the question that we're asking. Is an artificial intelligence generative in its learning model that's learning through predicting? Are we comfortable that artificial intelligence can determine, do we have the beginnings of cancer or we don't? From what I've seen, I feel very comfortable with it. But has the public been educated to that point to where they feel comfortable with it? And there's a separate issue that you just brought up that I've brought up before and I've had the benefit of being in media talking about, which is, think of the displacement you just talked about, and you said that you're an FAA licensed with drones. My industry is being massively displaced right now because of artificial intelligence. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of lawyer jokes out there, and quite frankly warranted, that that's probably a good thing, and maybe it is. But think about the other industries, and getting back to healthcare. How many people work at insurance companies where they may not be needed anymore? Those are people with good paying jobs. And why are we not talking about that in this primary election cycle? Yeah. There is a potential of a massive unemployment coming because of a type of displacement we haven't seen since the dawn of the Industrial Revolution, and no one's talking about it.
Brian, we are, and it's a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much for your time. I know that Brian's listeners really appreciate the information that you're sharing. I'm Joe Kelly. You're listening to The Brian Kilmeade Show.